sister, what have you done? Oh, hey, little sister, who's the only one?
And it's only take a second. We don't want to just pick on Patrick. The whole point was to point out other things that other atheists have done,
right,
which we consider foolish. And by the way, we're expressing our opinion. Ellen Johnson, former president of the American Atheists, said, "We have the votes to be courted, but we're ignored. So we should flex our 11% muscle and stay home during the general election in November." You're a fool.
Not in every way.
Ellen
Johnson,
and by the way,
is a very smart lady.
I don't think Patrick's a fool in every way. As I pointed out, the lawsuit that he had in California, I supported, and I think he should have won. Basically, they were using public funds to house and store nativity scenes for their Christmas display. The nativity scene has no secular purpose. It's definitely promoting religion. It's fine if they want to display that as part of a larger secular thing, diversity, but if they're using public money to store it, that's a violation. He made the suit. I would have supported him. He won. He was right. I don't think Patrick's a complete tool, no matter what name he calls me later. Anyway, the point is that Ellen Johnson's done a lot of great things. She's been a fairly good leader for American Atheists, but she said something that is incredibly stupid
and irresponsible also.
To say they're not courting our vote, so let's just stay home in November. That makes your vote useless. Shouldn't take too much effort to figure that out.
Well, and it's not just the act of staying home that is the problem here. When somebody with as big a megaphone as Ellen Johnson says, "Stay home, don't vote," to teach people a lesson, what it does is guarantee that the people who listen to Ellen Johnson, in many cases people who think like us, will en masse not... Okay, if you think one of the candidates is just lesser of two evils, that's fine. But I personally think that you don't need to be facilitating the victory of the greater of two evils. All right? It's fine to make a political statement, but in the end, there's going to be one guy who you think is... there's going to be one outcome that you think is better or less bad. And if you've got a big megaphone and you say, "All you people who think like me don't vote," that's just stupid.
Yeah, it really is. And I know that there were a lot of people, including us, who were fairly irate when she did it. I don't know how much, if anything, that had to do with her being removed from position as president of American Atheists. But I think it's enough. And there were several people who were calling for her immediate resignation as president of American Atheists. While arguments from authority are fallacious, Russell's right. If you're in that position, you have to take responsibility for the fact that your voice can, and probably does, whether it should or not, carry additional weight. And when you take your possible 11% muscle, I'm not convinced that the numbers are that strong, unless you're just counting all seculars, and toss it away by saying, if they're not going to try to get our vote, we're just not going to vote. Yeah, that's useless. You sound just as childish as I made it sound. And what you end up doing is making sure that your 11% vote doesn't actually go to help you out at all. Because now nobody has got a need to court you, except for the guy who's losing, who may not be the guy that you're better off with anyway.
This just in.
Sweet.
Well, we asked listeners to write to Patrick, and they've already started, which is the benefit of having a laptop with a wireless internet connection in the studio. I'm not going to read who it is, although I think I know a couple of these people, but yeah, from what I can see, he's gotten 2 emails so far. The first one saying, "Sir, you have truly shown yourself to be an ignorant fool."
And they're talking to me or Patrick?
They're talking to Patrick.
Okay, cool.
And the second one...
If they're talking to me, they're wrong.
Right. And the second one saying, "You are a total moron. I'm an atheist too." So far, that's us 2. Patrick...
I think Patrick means well. I think he's done some good things for atheism. I also think that he's somebody who's been seriously injured by theists in the past. He has He's written emails about how there was this potential being denied job, denied places to live, etc. And he's done putting up with crap from Christians, and I can certainly appreciate that sentiment.
Yeah.
One of the reasons we're here is to eliminate some of the misperceptions that people have, some of the ideas about atheism that have been put into their head from people in the pulpit, to reach out to fellow atheists who are tired of keeping their mouths shut, sitting in a corner, nodding and smiling, hiding who they are for fear of repercussions. There's an organization where like-minded people can get together, have conversations, share time. We are here to support atheists and to support the First Amendment to the Constitution that allows us to do that, that allows us to challenge the sacred religious beliefs of the majority. That's what we're doing. Threatening to sue somebody in order to silence them from expressing their opinion, religious or otherwise, is wrong. That's the tactic that the religious have used. When P.Z. Myers took that communion wafer and decided that he was going to desecrate it, what happened? Catholics went nuts. Bill Donahue from the Catholic League, what are they going to do? Well, they can't go after him in any legal sense because what he's doing is free speech. So instead, they tried to use their numbers to bully the university that hires him in order to cost him his job.
Right. But it's not just that it's bad and wrong. It's also that it's incredibly ineffective unless you can be sure you're going to win. Because, I mean, Patrick said it himself. What was the end result of threatening to sue these guys? It just ticked them off, and because Patrick doesn't have any real authority to stop them from distributing these bumper stickers, they said, okay, from now on we're going to give them to even more people for free.
Yeah, if you're making a claim that somebody saw the bumper sticker, and that caused them to think less of you, well then somebody could have seen the verse in the Bible and it caused them to think less of you. You're making an absurd, illogical argument. And I hope that most people see that. We are just about out of time. There's like 45 seconds left. I'm surprised they haven't started putting the crew list up there. There it is. Show the picture of the crew.
Wow, it's as if it were a fulfilled prophecy.
Sweet. There's the folks who make
crew.
the show happen, and a big thank you to them. Thank you to all the people who are watching around the world, sending us email, calling in from out of town and everything else. We had a little bit of fun today. We're trying to be at least somewhat fair-minded, although
This show was a blast.
we got our own opinions, and we're going to express them. And if you agree, cool, and if you don't, sucks to be you, you're wrong. See you next week.
Bye, everyone.